And the state's next witness or item of evidence.
Donna Carmichael with the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office.
Do you swear or affirm that the evidence you're about to deal with is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
And you may inquire of the witness.
Morning.
Good morning.
Please state your full name and spell your last name for the record.
Donna Carmichael, Carmichael.
All right, and are you currently employed?
No, sir, I'm not.
Okay, you're recently retired?
Yes, sir.
All right, what did you retire from doing?
I retired from the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office. I was the crime scene supervisor there.
All right, and if you could tell the jury how long did you work for the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office as the crime scene supervisor?
I worked for the Sheriff's Office for 31 years. The first 11 years, I was the evidence custodian. For 12 years, I was a crime scene investigator. In the last 8 years, I was the supervisor of the unit.
All right, and if you could tell the jury what was your background and your training and experience that allowed you to be able to do that job and work all the way up to the supervisor for the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office?
I have thousands of hours of training through different organizations such as the FBI, the American Institute of Applied Science, West Virginia University, North Carolina Justice Institution, the International Association of Identification, and LEVA, which is Law Enforcement Video Analysis, and other forensic discipline organizations. Through that, the training is through documenting scenes, processing evidence, video analysis, latent print analysis and comparison, homicide scenes, death investigations, shooting investigations, to just name a few of the different types of training that I attended.
All right, and as far as the crime scene supervisor, were you employed in that capacity back in August of 2018?
Yes, sir.
And were two of the other crime scene investigators, Kayla Lim and Janine Hiller, did you supervise them at that time?
Yes, sir.
And did you provide assistance to them in working the homicide case of Tania Wise?
Yes, sir.
What was your involvement in the case as far as the collecting and the documentation of physical evidence?
Well, there was several different days. We worked on this case for multiple days and weeks. On the initial scene, I assisted CSI Hiller with the documentation of measurements, because of course you need two people to hold a tape measure and that. And then when it came time to examine the victim, I assisted with the examination by allowing her to be able to take photographs while I adjusted the victim, moved the victim for her so that she could take photographs.
All right, so now let's go to August 25th, 2018. Did you assist in the collection of evidence from the defendant's truck?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And what I'd first like to just show you is some photographs that have been marked. And those have been marked as State's Exhibits 171 through 182. If you could just tell me if you recognize these photographs.
Yes, sir.
All right. How is it that you recognize those photographs?
These are the photographs that I took that day
And where did you take those photographs?
at the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office in the Criminal Investigations parking lot.
And what are the photographs of?
They are photographs of the defendant's truck, a silver Dodge Ram truck.
All right. Do those photographs accurately reflect the defendant's vehicle as it was at the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office on August 25th of 2018?
Yes, sir.
At this time, the state would move into evidence which would mark for identification, states 171 through 182. Into evidence. What's it say?
Any objection?
No objection, Judge.
Those items will come into evidence at this time without objection.
Publish these photographs. All right, so we have State's Exhibit 171 up on the screen. Where is this parking lot located?
It is on the west side of the sheriff's office in the fenced-in area, which is normally employee parking for the detectives.
All right, and then we're looking at, this is a side photograph, passenger side of the defendant's truck.
Yes, sir.
All right, State's Exhibit 172. I think we can see you in the reflection of the tailgate. What is it? What are we looking at here?
The rear tailgate area in the back of the pickup truck showing the license plate number.
State's 173.
That is the driver's side of the vehicle.
Okay, why do you take all these different photographs?
We do it to show if there's any damage or any other evidence that might be easily seen with, through taking photographs, and to show the condition of the vehicle when we first see it.
174.
That is the front area of the vehicle to show the front quarter panel and driver's area of the vehicle.
175.
And again, the actual front of the vehicle to show what it looks like.
176.
That is the bed of the vehicle,
177.
just a different angle, making sure we can get all of the areas of the bed.
Let's see, 178.
This is the interior section of the driver's side of the vehicle.
179.
This is a close-up so that it captures the center console area and the seat, and to show that the items on the seat.
180.
This is the back driver's side seat showing that area.
181.
A pair of shoes that were on the floor of the vehicle,
And 182.
the bottoms of the shoes.
Now, in addition to photographing the defendant's vehicle on that day, did you and Ms. Lim also do swabs of the vehicle?
Yes, we did.
Okay, and did you work on the driver's side of the vehicle while Ms. Lim worked on the passenger side?
Yes, sir.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to show you what's been previously marked as State's Exhibits 152, 153, 154, and 160.
Okay.
Do you recognize these items?
Yes, sir.
All right, then as far as 152, 153, and 154, what are these?
There's DNA swabbings that I did of the interior of the truck.
Okay, and if you could describe for the jury just briefly, how do you do that?
What we do is we take sterile swabs that are two swabs come in a package together. They're sterile, and we open that package. We have small vials of sterile water that we will moisten one of the swabs with the sterile water and leave the other swab dry. We keep the two swabs together when we're swabbing an area so that they're together. Then we will rotate the swabs while we are swabbing the area, and then put the swabs back in the sterile package, and then they go into an evidence envelope.
All right, and as far as State's Exhibits 152, 153, 154, are those swabs that were taken from the vehicle?
Yes, sir.
And then State's Exhibit 160, how do you recognize that exhibit?
It has my handwriting and information on the package.
And what is that exhibit?
It's hairs that was found on the right shoe.
The shoes from those pictures?
Yes, sir.
At this time, the state would move into evidence with the mark for identification 152, 153, 154, and 160.
No objections.
Those items will come into evidence without objection.
So as far as that day with that truck, is that your the extent of your involvement with that vehicle?
Yes, sir.
All right. So in addition to taking those swabs, did you also take some buccal swabs in this case?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what is that?
A buccal swab is basically a DNA swab to collect a person's DNA. And what we do is we have special swabs that come in special tubes that we can swab the interior of a person's mouth. And we take two different swabs and swab each side of the mouth, one swab on one side and one swab on the other. And then those are submitted to evidence.
All right. So in this case, did you take a swab of the defendant, in this case, Jose Soto-Escalera?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I would like to show you what's been marked for identification in State's Exhibit 161. You recognize that?
Yes, sir.
How do you recognize it?
My handwriting is on the package.
All right. And is there any identifying information that shows it was you that did this swab?
Yes, sir. It has my initials and my ID number.
What was your ID number back then?
1030,
Okay, and what is the date that you took this swab?
8/25 of 2018.
Okay, and do you see the person that you took the swab from, Jose Soto-Escalera, here in the courtroom today?
Yes, sir.
If you could you point to that person, identify him by an article of clothing?
He is sitting over to my left. He is wearing a black jacket and a blue colored shirt.
Okay, so that's the person that you swabbed, and that's the swab that's inside of this envelope, State's Exhibit 161?
Yes, sir.
All right, this time the state will move into evidence with marked for identification in State's Exhibit 161.
No objection.
That item will come into evidence without objection.
All right, did you take some other buccal swabs of some other people in this case?
Yes, sir.
And would those be Giovanni Alvarado, Mark Burke, and Bradley Rodriguez?
Yes, sir.
All right, this time I'd like to show you what's been marked for identification, State's Exhibits 162, 163, and 164. 164. Do you recognize those?
Yes, sir.
All right, how do you recognize those?
Again, it has my handwriting and the information on the packages.
All right, and then do you document who you're swabbing on each one? You write the name of the person that you're swabbing,
Yes, sir.
and you place those in those envelopes?
Yes, sir.
How are these, I guess, what is, just so the jury knows, what is all the writing that's on and the tape? What is all of that?
That is our initials, our ID numbers, and dates of when we sealed the package. So then, like on this one, it has my initials and date up here, but somebody else opened the package at a later date and they signed down at the bottom of the package and dated on this side of the package. We always try to open the package in a different location than where it was sealed, but unfortunately, sometimes a package gets opened multiple times for different reasons, and but everybody tries to not sign over top of somebody else's seal, so it's resealed each time.
What are reasons why packages have to be reopened and then resealed?
It all depends on the evidence and who collects it. If say a road deputy collects a piece of evidence or a detective collects a piece of evidence, and the crime scene unit needs to examine that for trace evidence or process it for fingerprints or something like that, then it will come into the crime scene unit and we would have to open that package to then process it, and once we're done, we would repackage it and seal it. Also, it could, if it is a cell phone or something like that, it could go to our forensics lab where the detective that handles cell phones and pulls data from those, they would have to unseal it and then reseal it again. And a lot of things go to lab to be analyzed by an analyst at the lab, so they would then unseal it and reseal it.
So if there's a buccal swab and you guys put it in an envelope and seal it, if you send it to the lab, does it have to be reopened to be tested?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But every time that it's opened, it's documented and it's initialed and it's dated.
Yes, sir.
At this time, the state of moving to evidence with marked for identification, states exhibits 162, 163, and 164.
Any objection?
No objection.
Those items will come into evidence without objection.
Thank you, Ms. Carmichael. That's all the questions I have for now.
Cross-examination?
Yes, ma'am. When you took photos of my client on August 24th, 2018, you did not see any visual injuries or abrasions, correct?
Correct.
And at that time, my client gave verbal and written consent to give his DNA, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And swab his truck.
Yes, ma'am.
And you also, I think the state mentioned, got the DNA from Mark Burke, Giovanni Alvarado, and Bradley Rodriguez, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Bradley Rodriguez Jr., I should say. I have no further questions at this time.
Any further questions from the state?
There you are.
May Ms. Carmichael be released from her subpoena at this
She
time?
is subject to recall.
If you please step down, and you do remain subject to recall by the attorney so long as they, or make sure they have a phone contact for you. Thank you.